How's it going, guys? It's time for another roundup of my top 5 custom cars in Grand Theft Auto 5, and the theme for this one is top 5 street races. Now, just heads up before we start with this one, this isn't necessarily a top 5 cars for street racing. It's more so cars that by default look standard and pretty boring, but they can be tuned up with bumpers, intercoolers and spoilers to make them look like cool street racers. But with all that said, let's get straight into my little roundup of top 5 street racers in Grand Theft Auto 5. So coming in at number 5 is the Bravado Buffalo. I'm sure we're all familiar with this one, with it being Franklin's default car in story mode, but just beware, there's 2 variants of the Bravado Buffalo, one of which is the same as what Franklin uses. It's the one with the rear brake light that spans the full width of the vehicle. The other version is slightly less sporty. It has those 2 separate light clusters on the bike and it doesn't have half as many customizable options. I think this one out of the whole top 5 is the one with the most modifications available. You can really go to town and create loads of different styles with this one. I've decked mine out with a matte black, but it looks equally nice with a vibrant colour scheme. Coming in at number 4 is the Ubermaxed Sentinel, which is the in-game representation of the BMW M3. This is another one of those great cars that by default just looks like a plain old repmobile or sedan, but once it's been taken through Los Santos Customs, it can really be customised to give it a really cool street racer look with full-on roll cage, carbon hood and sporty bumpers. The performance of this one isn't quite as high as some of the other vehicles, but it's one that might take your fancy if you're a bit of a BMW fan. And at number 3 is a car that looks like it's come straight from the track, and that is the Benefactor Feltzer, which is the Mercedes race car kind of thing. This looks pretty beastly by default, but you can really make it look like a full-on GT car by modifying it in Los Santos Customs, even down to the massive wing on the back. This one just looks amazing with those massive wheel arches, front splitter and rear diffuser, and although that large rear GT wing isn't to everyone's taste, there are some other options that really suit this car. The great thing about this one is its performance matches its appearance. It's definitely one of the faster cars even as standard, and it absolutely flies once it's been tuned up a little. I had a tough time deciding in which order to place numbers 1 and 2, both of which are really great cars, but I've decided to go for the Karin Sultan at number 2. The Sultan is definitely a community favourite, and it's even got its own thread over on Reddit where people show off their custom Sultans. This is another car that looks boring by default, but as soon as you take it down to Los Santos Customs you realise there's all kinds of modifications available. Being a relatively small car means this one's pretty fast and agile, which makes it great for a personal vehicle in Grand Theft Auto Online or to take racing against your mates. But I decided to go for the Elegy RH8 as the number 1 custom car in Grand Theft Auto Online to tune up as a street racer. Other than being an awesome looking vehicle, I think the best feature about this one is that everyone can get it for free by being a member of the Rockstar Social Club. All the other ones you have to painstakingly search around for, which can be a mission in itself. But with this one having a resemblance to the Nissan GTR and it having various modifications available, you can easily create a beastly looking car. Once you've got those custom bumpers, exposed intercooler, roll cage and big wing on the back, I think this one's up there with the Benefactor Feltzer as being a car that looks like it's ready to hit the track. I've seen pictures of a few different colour schemes on this one, but my favourite's definitely that standard graphite colour that it comes in. Plus its performance is pretty good when you've maxed out all the engine, transmission and turbo upgrades. So that's it for my top 5 custom street racing cars in GTA 5. Let me know down in the comments if I've missed out any of your favourites or if you'd place them in a different order. Don't forget to check out my top 5 Pimp-mobiles if you missed it the other day, and stay tuned for plenty more top 5s including roundups of the best sports cars, supercars, off-roaders and just crazy cool cars. As always, if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up down below just to help spread the word and share the video with your friends. Otherwise, thanks for watching, I'll catch you all later.